Hey, Boxman here, doing another video on the Franklin binary trigger. So, a couple tools we're going to use tonight. We're going to use some punches. If you don't have a punch, go buy some. I think the, what is this kit? Winchester punches. Harbor Freight has them. Northern Tool actually is where I got those a couple years ago. They're like $10 or something on Sportsman's Guide. Same company, just different sticker on it. So as you can see, my slave pin is out. I did the unthinkable. Now it's time for some fun. See, my spring is in there. You go downward with it, so you get the spring in there. It doesn't matter which direction the spring actually goes. But the two little tricks I have found when assembling these is finish nail. So it's plain old finish nail. I'm going to push down on that spring. And I missed it. I heard a little click. I got it closer. So that's about halfway down. I'm going to try to do this all without editing. If it takes me a half an hour, it's a half an hour long video. How do you like that? There we go. So now I've got it down, I think, just enough. We want to be careful because any kind of bumps or drops at this point is really going to make the spring pop back up. So we're going to take a smaller punch here. And try to get that in so I can depress it all the way down. I got it. Under 2 minutes. I'm actually impressed with myself. So it's really hard to see on video how I did that, but first we take the finish nail, push it, kind of wedge it down there, and get it so there's tension on the spring with the slave pin. And what that's going to do, so if the slave pin's here, spring's going to kind of push out, but not too far. We don't want too much. We don't want to bend or damage that spring. So it's going to go so I can kind of push it down a little bit farther with the finish nail. Once it's down far enough to get a decent sized punch in there, this is actually the appropriate punch for the slave pin and the trigger pins. But this is also a little bit too big because this fits flush through there. So I wanted the next size down punch so I could get in and get around the spring. So again, if this was the spring, so I can get in just over the top of the spring, push that down all the way, and now this is going to be flush, and I can drive this home. So there we go. Now it's in on both sides, which is what I want, a nice kind of even, and it'll kind of move back and forth a little bit. So now we want a function test. So first and foremost, we want to check, make sure this is in. The disconnector spring. I want to make sure this is in place. If this wasn't in place, well, let me know, because that's another fun video in itself. Okay, so we're going to push forward on the disconnect, or on the IDS itself. Make sure that IDS spring, I know it's really hard to see in the video, it moves, good, I don't know, millimeter, 2 millimeters. Probably can't even see it. There we go. Look at that. So, and it's returning home, right? There's a fair bit of pressure on it, and that's just what we want. So, next we're going to take our lower. Well, actually, let's not take our lower. Let's